Hello, welcome to my bedroom. It's kind of messy, but we're going to ignore that. So basically, it's 1 a.m. right now, and I decided to film a makeup tutorial because what better way to conclude the night than by doing that? And I just finished crying. I think my eyes are still a little red, but that's okay. So we're going to just have a fun time. I'm going to do this look that I've had in my head for like the whole day. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but hopefully it's not going to be a complete failure. I guess we're just going to jump into it then. So I went ahead and put on a wig cap, obviously. I look stupid. And I also went ahead and primed my face. And now we're just going to jump into the base makeup. I'm going to start with Wet n Wild's color correcting whatever because my face is so red. It needs a lot of fixing. Green on my fingers and just put it on all of the red spots, which is on my face pretty much everywhere. I don't know if you can tell from this, but my skin is absolutely disgusting. Some people have good genes. Other people take care of their skin. I fit into neither of those categories, so that's why we're here today. Okay, great. Now that that's done, you want to take some concealer. All of my makeup, by the way, it's like 300 years expired, so fun. Okay, beauty blender. We're just going to really aggressively pat this concealer over the color corrector. Okay, and now after that what we're going to do is foundation. So I have my, ancient Wet n Wild foundation here. I think I've had this. This was probably the first piece of makeup I ever bought, so we're still using it because why would you ever buy new makeup? And I'm just going to use this terrible applicator to apply this terrible foundation to my face. The best part about quarantine is that I've become a lot paler, so this foundation that I bought, which was originally too light for me, is actually pretty close to my skin color now. I'm also going to put foundation on my lips because the look that I was planning on doing needs that, so yeah. Okay, so I've finished blending in my foundation, and now we're just going to do some basic highlighting and contouring. So I have this, and we're just going to highlight the high points of my face. This is pretty simple, but we're going to get into contour later, which is, for this look, I'm going to be doing it pretty crazy, I think. But for this, the placement's pretty simple. It's just, chin, cupid's bow, cheekbones, forehead, and definitely the nose bridge, because I have a big fat nose bridge. I want to get rid of that. Or not a nose bridge, eyebrow ridge. That's what I meant to say. It really doesn't matter if it's even, because if you have Facetune or like some other app to edit your face, like, no one's gonna see this. Facetune can do all the blending for you. Okay. Oh, and you can see that my lips are gone, so that's great. That is what I wanted, actually. Because later we're gonna draw like a tiny lip over it. You'll see. Now for contour. I have two different contours. One is this, and one is this. So as you can see, one of them is significantly darker than the other. This is actually like a stick foundation, but I use it as contour because it's really nice and dark, which I like. So anyway, for the contour here, it's going to be super sharp. What we want to do is draw a line like here, and then draw a line down here. So okay, so that's what that looks like. That looks pretty dumb. But I swear this is going to look good later. I think. I have never tried this before, so we'll see. And in this case, we actually want to just blend down, and we want to keep that harsh line at the top, because that's what's going to give the illusion of like, oh, my bone ends right there, you know? You can already see it's kind of turning out. Okay, I'm also going to add some contour to my jaw. Okay, and my forehead. Okay, that was with a lighter contour, and now we're going to take the darker contour, the really dark contour, and we're going to not know how to use it, because I'm stupid. So now, we're just going to draw the line and deepen up the contour at the very, edge. Okay. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to go back in with a lighter contour and just soften up that edge that we harshly drew. Okay, so from the front it looks like that. It's pretty crazy. But it basically gives the illusion that you have a bone there that isn't really there. I mean, it's kind of your cheekbone, but super exaggerated and not really. And I like that. If you can even capture the corner of your lip, that would be pretty cool too. So I'm actually going to deepen up these corners with some eyeshadow, and I'll do the other side and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and so you can see that I have contoured my face pretty aggressively, and that line is just deepened up with some eyeshadow. I also did the same thing on my forehead and my nose just to kind of, you know, make everything harmonious, snatched. So now what we're going to do is the fun part, which is going to be the eyebrows, the eyes, and kind of everything else. And I'm going to start with my eyebrows. So for today, I want to look really sad. And if you look in the mirror and you try to make a sad face, your eyebrows go up. And we have like wrinkles up here. So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to recreate. I'm going to take a concealer brush because I can, and some eyeshadow. So I'm going to use like this one to create my eyebrows. Alright, let's see how well this works. And remember, we want them to point upwards over here. So, and by extension, we're going to be extending this part of the brow downwards. So right now, my brows are pretty thin. I'm just defining them basically with this eyeshadow. At the very ends, you want to make sure your brush is as thin as possible and just kind of draw like little hairs. Kind of like that. That's, can't really see that, but trust me, there are like little hairs there. And so now if I take a step back, you can see that I look really sad. And I like that. I'm going to do the other side, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so now you can tell I look sad. And to continue that sad illusion, what we're going to do is actually take some white liner, draw it right on the corner of the eye, and extend it downwards so that it looks like we're all the time. And so I'm going to do that real quick. And after the white liner, which you know is from NYX, NYX has the best liners, what we're going to do is surround that white with some brown eyeshadow, some red eyeshadow, and some black liner so that it looks like it's actually part of the eye. So now we're just going to take this eyeliner, put it here. Don't be afraid to get into your eye because you don't need vision. Okay, so something like that. That's kind of the shape we want. And I'm going to go ahead and deepen this up with some eyeshadow and some eyeliner. And we'll see how it looks in the end, and I'll do the other side. I know I look pretty crazy right now because that eye illusion didn't really work out the way I wanted it to, but it's okay, we're going to add lashes. And anyway, what we have right now is these kind of fake eyes, right? And to just kind of accentuate that, we're going to pretend to add eyeshadow underneath. Or, well, we are going to add eyeshadow underneath, except it's going to be lipstick because I don't actually have a dark red eyeshadow. And now this dark red lipstick is actually what I'm going to be doing under my eyes, for the blush on my cheeks, and for the lips. So that's just going to bring everything together. And I think this is where it gets interesting, but I could be wrong about that, so we'll see. Basically, I'm going to put lipstick under my eyes as eyeshadow, and I'm going to add some really intense blush. Then I'm just going to draw like a red circle on my nose, and you'll see how that works in a moment, hopefully, and hopefully it looks the way I want it to, because I don't know for sure. Okay, I'm just going to take a little brush, it still has eyeshadow on it, because we don't clean our brushes in this house. Okay, that's better, and you can see that this gives you like the tired, like, I got like 2 hours of sleep look, which I like. Okay, that's pretty cool. And now I'm going to use this as blush, so just right here, right above our contour, I take that, take our beauty blender from earlier, and just blend that lipstick, blush, in. Oh, and you can see it kind of ruined our contour, so I'm going to go back. Guys, this is hard. I'm going to go back and just reline that. But that's basically what the blush looks like, and I'll be back in a bit to show you lips. So as you can see, I skipped a bit. I added some eyeshadow to the top of the eyes just to give it some more definition, kind of gave it a fake crease. I deepened the blush quite a bit, and I drew a red circle on my nose. So now that I look verifiably insane, I am going to take a lip liner and start lining my lips. And I want my lips to be the same color as my eyes and my blush. I'm going to go way too high. That's going to be the shape of my top lip. I don't know if you can see it. But and we're going to do the bottom lip pretty much the same way. That's not really symmetrical, but it's okay because that's just a guideline for where I want the actual lipstick to go. Okay, I'm going to clean that up by lining it with some black, and I'll be right back. So obviously, again, I made some changes. Yeah, so I lined my nose, I lined my lips, and I added a little bit more red to my contour up here and down here because I felt like the red was kind of standing out too much. So I added some more red, and now we're kind of this like goth vampire look, you know, black and red everywhere. And now that we're here, you can see that it's kind of starting to come together, and I like that because otherwise I'd be pretty sad. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add like a line from the edge of my eye to here, and just kind of like draw these like curlicues, and the reason for that is because I think it looks cool, and literally no other reason. I don't even know if this is going to work, because my hands are not precise with eyeliner, but we'll see. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's one side, and now we have to make the other side symmetrical. Alright, that's pretty good. And I'm also going to block off my nostrils because I don't want them to exist. And we're actually just going to make a triangle, basically, around my nostrils. That's just black, and so that's going to hide the fact that they exist. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually blend those lines out a little bit, especially this triangle because it's kind of messy. And while the eyeliner's still wet, all I'm going to do is just kind of spread it around, make it a little neater, and blur the edges just a little bit. So what I'm going to do with these lines up here is also just blend them down a little bit. I'm going to add some black eyeshadow. You can totally use your hands if you don't care about yourself. And I don't, so, you know, that's why I do that. You want to make sure it's kind of symmetrical on both sides, maybe. Now add some more black eyeshadow, and just fill in that whole nose area that now doesn't exist. Okay, and I'm going to go put on lashes and a wig, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so here's the finished look. I look absolutely terrifying. I mean, I certainly enjoyed this, so, yeah, this was the worst experience of my life, and it was really fun, so see you soon.